So did you guys just witness the size of Terence Crawford, his ability to move, to shuffle, to bob, to weave? Terence Crawford looks good, man, and I think a lot of people are getting worried, and that what is leading me to make this video. Terence Crawford, I think, the drug allegations, the snack program, he started the endorsements of snack in 2024 of May, of 2024. And you're looking at someone that, when in the past compared to, or the idea of fighting Terence Crawford, it seemed laughable. People are like, man, you're going to get your ass, he's going to get his ass whooped. He's too small. He's too this, he's too that, right? Because we're talking about Canelo Alvarez that, breaks bones when he hits, right? But now we're not talking about that, are we? See, seeing footage like this is making people believe that Terence Crawford can actually beat Canelo Alvarez because the size factor is fading away. What does that tell you? That if you go from Terence Crawford being too small to, Terence Crawford shouldn't be associated with Victor Conte, there is a problem, because now you shuffled your narrative. You've shuffled your whole mindset and story or outcome about a fighter. You went from he's too small to, he shouldn't be compared, or you shouldn't be associated with Victor Conte. Well, for one, you knew this shit since May of last year, and the fight that he fought last year, he didn't blow Madrimov out of the water. He didn't do that. He beat Madrimov, and a lot of people called it close. Nobody was talking that snack shit then. You see what I mean? That's if it was consistent in this ordeal. The moment that he signed with Victor Conte, everybody pounced on Terence Crawford like a puma, like, yo, Terence, your reputation is good. It always has been good. We've never had a problem with you, so don't do this. That would have been one thing. But now, since Terence Crawford is looking the way he looks, now that narrative is coming up. Now the stories, now the worry is now being implemented. Okay? This shit is planted in the ground now. And I believe it's planted in the ground because of this. As Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, now you can obviously have speculation. Why? Because people have been talking it up so much. See, if the whole idea was to worry about Terence and what Terence what that could do with Victor Conte, with a reputation that dealing with him could affect him, you would have done it before. See, before, this wasn't even an issue. Victor Conte, everybody knew what Victor Conte was convicted of. The whistleblowing anonymous call that he got, because he wasn't popping. Everybody knew that shit. So why is it such a problem now? That would have been the first thing that should have been brought about when Terence Crawford came across to fight or to face Canelo Alvarez, which, by the way, actually did pop. Okay? So I think Canelo Alvarez getting beat by Terence Crawford is a real thing. And I think the powers that be, they have to plant doubt. They have to plant reasonable doubt on why Canelo lost. And I've been telling people, and it won't be because he's tested positive. Because, see, there's no way to prove that anyway if someone's that good. Let's just face it. If someone's that good or talented or gifted in manipulating supplements to make things that you put in your body go undetected, you can't do a fucking thing about that. So why are we even talking about something you can't do anything about? What you could do to ensure that Victor Conte does a good job is to do what? Hire the people or monitor the people that know how he, Victor Conte, manipulates the system. That's how you do that, because Victor said it himself. The same people that can do what I do can also detect what I do. You see what I'm saying? So I think we need to worry more about that, or those people, if we are really concerned about Victor Conte doing some fraudulent bullshit. Because whatever he says, whatever he explains won't really matter, because he's a guy that nobody trusts. And that's the fact. That's a fact. And it's not a good look for Terence Crawford. It's not. But why is it not a good look for him now versus nobody giving a shit for it being a good look or not last year in May? Nobody really cared about that. You see what I mean? And there's no reason, or he's not done anything so impactful to give you this idea that he's been juicing. Because to be real with you, hell, he didn't start taking snack or agreed to be endorsed by snack until last year. He only fought once last year, and that was Madrimov. He didn't get a knockdown then. In fact, everybody thought that he looked more beatable because he didn't get a knockout or a knockdown or a stoppage. Right? So he wasn't even with Victor Conte when he was blowing these guys out of the water. You know what I mean? So it should be anything. It shouldn't even be a red flag at all, because nothing significant happened. In fact, the opposite happened. Mediocrity happened. So drugs, performance-enhancing drugs or whatever is supposed to be on the banned substance list, whichever you slice it or dice it, has not helped him if that was the case. You know, who says Victor Conte wants to put his reputation on the line? He knows that it's people, and I think he was just being honest. He knows that it's people that will never trust him, because people like to throw that out there just so it'll be out there. You see what I mean? So Victor Conte, in association with Terence Crawford, I think is a ploy. It's a ploy. It's a slick ass way to say, hey, Terence, we know you beat Canelo Alvarez, because that's what I predict, people. Let's just be real. I predict that Canelo Alvarez will be defeated by Terence Crawford, not because he cheated, not because Victor Conte's there, no dumb bullshit like that. It's because he's a slick boxer, a slick, pure boxer that has counterpunching ability, that knows how to fight and find holes in people's defense with long arms. He's not too big. He's not too small. Canelo's accustomed to fighting bigger dudes. That's why he can exploit them. But someone smaller, right, can exploit him. Canelo's a beautiful counterpuncher with cement feet. So whatever you do, if you try to come with him with force, he's going to show you what's up. But if you come with him with finesse, he can't handle that. Lara showed you that. Mayweather showed you that. Those weren't big dudes. They were small guys, but they were slick and they were talented, and they had a high ring IQ. And those guys doing what they did enough to beat him. It's just Lara, I think, was a little bit too arrogant. He got too comfortable and, it's easy to hit him or whatever. No, because he was fighting more. He was fighting with more than just Canelo. He was fighting other things as well. But Crawford, when he beats Canelo, these things, I feel, are being talked about now for insurance. Yeah. Because insurance for a fight like Canelo, we have to have a reason for someone so great like Canelo Alvarez to be beaten by someone like Terence Crawford coming from 2 weight classes down. That's going to be embarrassing. Okay? See, if he gets beat by Terence, you have to have a reason why. So now the doubt is out there. All the talk about Victor Conte, we weren't talking about that shit with Devin Haney. We wasn't talking about that shit with any of those guys. And they haven't tested positive for anything. So why the fuck are we talking about it now? It's easy. It's insurance. In case Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, we have something to speculate. We can take away the credibility, right? Indirectly from Terence Crawford through who? Victor Conte, with his reputation already tainted. Nothing more, nothing less, based on what we are fearing that we see. And we see Terence Crawford looking spectacular, dynamic, buff and big as shit, but also quick. He doesn't look sluggish. He doesn't look like he doesn't belong. He doesn't look like he has too much weight. He looks intimidating. And because he looks intimidating, this has to be planted even deeper and deeper. The idea or the possibility that he's using Victor Conte to cheat. Why? Because Victor Conte used to cheat and have fighters cheating undetected. That's why. But you guys tell me what you think about this breakdown, this counterpunch from Terence Crawford and the allegations and the speculations from Victor Conte. Is he cheating? You guys tell me. Is he clean? You guys tell me. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!